live in a world that can break you down. We're all fighting battles the world can't see. But what if healing wasn't about pretending to be perfect? Healing starts the moment you stop pretending you're fine. Welcome to Help the People. Help the People is more than a podcast. It's a movement. A space for truth, for healing, for conversations that rebuild what life tried to destroy. Because kindness knows no enemy.
Welcome back to Help the People. I'm your host, Shannon Riley. In a world that calls hope naive, we have to ask, who benefits when we stop believing? This episode breaks down the difference between hope and delusion, why pain trains us to abandon it, and why choosing hope anyway might be the most rebellious act a person can make. I want to talk about something today that people don't say out loud, but you feel it. In today's world, hope is looked at as naive. If you believe things can get better, if you are hopeful, if you believe in people, if you believe in yourself, somehow you are the one who doesn't quite get it. Like you're out of touch, like you're soft. And I've been thinking about it because I don't think hope is naive at all. I think hope is dangerous. We live in a time where people pride themselves on being real. I'm just being realistic. I don't get my hopes up. I expect the worst, so I'm not disappointed. And on the surface, that sounds wise. But let's be honest, that's not wisdom. That's protection. That's what happens when you feel like life has hit you enough times in the mouth that you decide it's safer not to believe in anything. Because hope requires something most people are trying to avoid: vulnerability. If you've been disappointed enough, if you've been let down by people, systems, relationships, family, at some point your mind makes a decision. I'm not going to feel this again. So you shut the door on hope, not because it's fake, but because it hurts. And now anything that looks like hope, you may label as naive because it threatens the system you built around yourself to survive. Let's be clear, though. Hope and naivete are not the same thing. Naivete says everything will work out, don't worry about it. Hope says, I see exactly how hard this is and I'm going to try. That's a different level of awareness. That's moving towards something difficult with intentionality. That's not blindness. From where I sit, that's courage. I'm going to be real with you. There were points in my life where I didn't believe in anything. Not in people, not in outcomes, not even myself. Because I had seen and experienced too much, lived too much, felt too much. And at some point, you get tired of hoping for something that hasn't shown up yet. You tell yourself, this is just how it is. But what I realized later is this: that wasn't strength. That was me adapting to pain. Because here's what nobody tells you. When you lose hope, you don't just protect yourself from disappointment. You also lose vision, growth, connection, and possibility. You stop reaching, you stop trying. You start living in maintenance mode. And you may call it peace, but it's really just controlled numbness. And hope is not about pretending everything is good. I'm not saying that. Hope is about saying, I see what this is. I feel what this is. And I'm not going to let this be the final version of my life. That's different. That's a decision. That's a battle to fight. And let's take it a step further. Because in certain communities, especially ours, hope gets stripped early. Through systems that don't serve, environments that condition survival, and messages everywhere that tell you what you can't be. So by the time you're an adult and grown, you're not just dealing with your own experiences, you're dealing with inherited limitations, and hope starts to feel like betrayal. Like, why would I believe in something I've never seen work? But here's the uncomfortable truth. The world doesn't change through people who gave up hope. It changes through people who saw reality clearly and refused to accept it as final. No, hope is not naive. Hope is what it looks like when a man decides, I'm not going to become what I've been through. Hope is what it looks like when a man decides, I'm going to stay sober today. Or when you show up for your kids. When you choose softness in a world that trains you to be hard all the time. And when you decide to grow instead of repeat. That's not naive. That's rare. So yeah, people might look at you like you're naive because you believe, because you're trying, because you haven't given up. Let them, because what they call naive is usually just something they're afraid of trying to overcome again. This is Help the People. And if nobody told you today, you're not crazy for believing things can get better. Just make sure you're willing to do the work to make it real. Remember, walk in every room like God sent you. And kindness knows no enemy. Thank you for listening.
God, for those who've been disappointed, so many times, the believing feels unsafe. meet them gently. If hope feels like risk, give them courage. If pain has taught them to shut down, help them open slowly, not blindly, but with discerning wisdom. Let them see clearly without giving up to fight. And remind them that choosing to try again is not weakness. It is strength.